folks, welcome to my YouTube channel. I am the Handicapped Traveler. We're going to be going on adventures together, exploring parks so that we can see the wonderful nature. Now we probably won't get to see any moose, but I love moose. So we'll also be going to zoos where we can see other animals that you won't see on my trips. I also love history, so we'll be hitting up some historical places, towns, and museums. And we also might visit some stores and flea markets, which also are things that I enjoy doing, especially if it's more antique type store or flea market. Most times I'll be using a wheeled walker. Other times I'll have a standard cane. Sometimes I'll be using a wheelchair, like when we go to the zoos. I also have a gait belt that when my wife is along with me can hold on to me in case I look like I might fall. Most of all, we're going to have fun. And I want you to remember that using devices like the walker or cane, or whatever you need to use, it's helping you be handy capable instead of handicapped. See you on our adventure.
Hello folks, today we're in Painesville, Ohio, walking around a section here. This is called the town square. They have a nice little pavilion here. And we'll walk around here, and there's a little building up here too that we're not sure what it is. We'll walk around and try and find out what that is. Yeah. And then we're near the courthouse, which is a little older building, and there's some really nice churches. And then there's also some modern buildings on the other side here. As you can see, we got our subway, and as I said, more modern stuff over there. We're gonna try and, there we go. Zooming in helps some, doesn't it? And there's monument, which I'm not sure what the monument is of, but Painesville is also Lake County. Painesville, Ohio is also the county seat of Lake County, which we've went around in other areas. Madison Village, Willoughby, are some of the towns in Lake County that I've gotten for you all. And they've already started with their Christmas decorations on the light poles here. And we still have some nice fall colors. So you can see how up here in northeastern Ohio, the trees are pretty much bare. The leaves are all over the ground here, which can make it a little slippery on the sidewalks. But if you go slow, if you're handicapped, if you go slow, you can catch it. And you can see this is a big statue, and it's, let me see if I can zoom in better. It's The National Union, the palladium of our political safety and prosperity. Washington Farewell, 1796. Did I pronounce that word right? Palladium? You see the word I'm talking about? And it also has Wendell P. Walker Memorial Gardens, which of course is kind of dying off right now. So were you able to figure out what that little building is?
It looks like that's where Santa visits. The fireplace. And like along the side of the building has a Santa hat.
Let's see if I can zoom out whether I can get that whole church. No, maybe I got to back up some. Now, I can't seem to get the whole church in there for you, but that's a really pretty church. That's the Painesville United Methodist Church. And then right next to it is a more modern building. So as I said, our county seat here is a mixture of old and new. But we're walking around here and we're going to I'm going to get the front of this another angle of this in memory of the soldiers of Lake County who died for the preservation of the Union, 1864 to 1865. And there's some, I don't even know, well, looks like an anchor and cannons and then next to the church that I showed you is another pretty church. I think it's a church. I'm not even sure, but it's an older building with a clock, which I'm trying to get away from the tree to see. Yeah, this tree is kind of blocking our view of that, so we're gonna walk in the. Is that the courthouse? Oh, well, it says Lake County Courthouse. That's not the courthouse that I had to go into. So maybe we have a couple different courthouses in Lake County. This might be like the criminal part, and then there might be a civil court, which is a different building. I don't know. Because that's not like when I fought the traffic ticket. Yeah, but the old one is, or the newer one is old too, so I don't know. But anyhow, oh, you know, I didn't have to walk in the grass because looky here. That's a nice view. I really think that clock is cool in the building. So we're coming up to, and Kathy thinks it might be where Santa comes to Painesville. Because the side of the building, what, the other side, or? So we think here we'll peek inside. He has a little fireplace, Christmas decorations in there, and that's of course a fake fireplace, but anyhow. But then this side of the building tells you what it's for. Now, if they use it during the, and yeah, there's some lights on it. Now, if it just sits there all summer, I don't know. Maybe it might be just a winter building. And there's some nice benches to sit on throughout this little parked area, this little square. I, to be honest, really have never walked along this area. I've worked in a different area, Painesville at times, and have had to come here for other stuff. Yeah, try and get a little closer to another Lake County courthouse, which says U.S. Post Office, but actually now it's the Lake County Probate Court. I don't know if y'all can see it saying United States Post Office or not. Now, oh, okay, I guess it's not really a sidewalk there. And then there's another olderish but newer building over there too, which I have no clue what that is. Yeah, there's a sign, but it's further down, as Mrs. Traveler said. And then also across the street, which we're getting closer to, is the police station and the courthouse that I've had experience being into. So I didn't realize that there were like several different, but I guess for the being the county seat, we would have several different buildings for courts and counties. And as I said, we're getting up on City Hall here. Which, yeah, that's the Painesville Municipal Court there, which actually houses some of the county.
It's so little compared to all the others.
The county, so that also has some of the county things. And I still don't see the sign. There's still, are these mums?
Yes.
Nice area mums. You got some fall colors. I still can't see what that sign says. Oh, okay, so that there is an apartment complex. And then we'll head up this way. Yeah. I didn't really want to cross the street, but for the sidewalks, maybe we're going to have to cross the street. And then here's another older and prettier church. That's our congregational church. And I said, because I'm tired of walking through the wet grass, I don't feel like falling today. And we'll see if the button works in Painesville. It sure as heck didn't work in Geneva for me. Huh?
Push the button.
Yeah, I pushed the button. And Still saying to stop. Well, we're going because traffic is stopped. Oh, and now it's telling us to walk. Yes, the travelers are impatient. We don't like waiting. Across the street is the fire station. Got some good picture of the fire engines. Yes, I'm still a kid. I still like, well, you all know that I'm into the trucks, trains, and planes. Yeah, this, yeah, it was, I guess. We actually were in this one.
Oh, were we?
This was the funeral we went to.
Oh.
And, this church, 1862. I'm not sure if it's, yeah, I guess you all should be able to see that. And they got some nice fall decorations there. There's not much down that way, so let's go this way, honey. I had seen a sign that I wanted to show. And then there's some pumpkins over there. And as I said, we're right near the fire station, so I wasn't going to try and talk over that. So now we're headed up into a more modern area, but when we turned, I had seen a sign, so I kind of wanted to see what the sign said. Oh my. Huh?
Where were you looking?
It's up by this parking lot, and I'm sorry for any glare that happens from the sun here. It's actually really nice and sunny for a change, so it's nice because we were able to get out. And it actually looks like, and it kind of a more older but modern building here too, which is a bank. Maybe we'll be able to get a little bit better of the arches, architectural arches, not as we've stated before. I enjoy different architectural, modern and older. So at least I think this is where the sign is. We'll go up to the traffic light and cross back over. And here comes another siren vehicle, so Lord, just be with the emergency workers and whatever's happening. Yeah, see, that's the sign I was talking about across the street there. See the brown sign? But we'll get across and read it, but I want to cross up at the crosswalk. Actually, that building that you can see between the trees on the other side of this parking lot is actually one of the buildings that handicapped traveler worked in. Well, I walked into it too when I had to work there. But that actually is a nursing home. See now, in Painesville, they have silver and red fire hydrants. So up here we got different um, types of fire hydrants. I'm thinking this is for the direction we want to head in. Huh?
We had to pull up in the circle.
Yeah, well, yeah, I don't know what the heck that was about. How are you today?
You too.
What did he say? Huh. So, as I said, we got the stop there, so we're waiting to be able to walk here. Well, you know what? Let's go. We're, what do you call it? We're rebels.
Rebels without a cause.
Well, I have a cause. I want to see the sign. So it's a Ohio historical marker, and it was Lake County YMCA. On this site, the evening of December 29th, 1866, a group of men gathered in the First Baptist Church for a prayer meeting, which resulted in the founding of the Painesville Young Men's Christian Association. 2 years later, the YMCA outgrew its headquarters at the Baptist Church and moved to upstairs rooms at 71 Main Street. In 1905, it purchased the former steel mansion on Painesville Park Place and relocated once again. So the original YMCA now is a parking lot. Whoop, whoop. That's a shame. It was the second oldest YMCA. It's a bummer that they didn't keep the building, though. They put a sign up as a historical marker, but it's where? You know, that looks really modern to me, that building. For 1862. Yeah, that's like when the Congregational Church that we saw. It basically looks like it became a parking lot for this building here. Which, I guess they're gutting it or something. They got some trash chutes. It's a pretty little town, and then they have a lot of in other areas of Painesville. There's no. I don't know, unless this had been the Eastlake Hospital, which they shut down, and it does look like they're gutting the building and stuff. But that was gone before we even moved up here. It's now moved up, not up, but down south.
Cutting the building, I guess it needed to be moved.
Yeah. And the brain fog is setting in because I'm not sure what I was going to say. Oh, in other areas of Painesville, well, we've actually shown you Erie Bluffs Park, and then there's other areas with more modern stores out if you head west in Painesville. And then heading east, there's a place that I hope will let me film one of my favorite stores called 150 Stores by the Lake. So they're already getting a plug, so hopefully they'll let me tape there. It's similar to an indoor flea market or antique co-op type. Well, it actually used to be called Craft and Antique Co-op. So, and actually they're putting up the decorations. So they must have started the other day, and now they're finishing because, as I showed you earlier, some of them were already up. So, Historic Preservation Fund, Lake County National Bank Building Historic Rehabilitation Project. This was, it says Paul Brune Historic Revitalization Grant Program. It's rehabilitating of the former Lake County National Bank building, listed in the National Register of Historic Places as part of the Downtown Painesville Historic District. Is supported in part by a federal grant from the U.S. Department of the Interior National Park Service, awarded by State Historic Preservation Office of the Ohio History Connection Administration by Heritage Ohio. So at one time this was a bank, and we saw the back of it before. So and I guess for a while this was a Chase building, Chase Bank, because it says they've moved. And Mr. Traveler's gonna keep his mouth shut. And then there's another building that looks kind of old that we'll show you, and then we'll probably end for today. Huh? Yeah, I don't know if y'all can, Mrs. Traveler was saying it's a wide sidewalk area right here, which is nice if and when it gets crowded. You have space to get by everybody and you're not bumping up. And yeah, it still could be at times. And even these buildings, they don't seem that, they seem, as I said, not incredibly old, but older to me. I'm not seeing any keystones anywhere to really tell you the date of the buildings. And I don't know if there's, oh, okay, I think I do understand how that works now, what that is. Having a hard time today, and I apologize, people, because my left wrist has really been hurting, so I've been having a hard time doing the walker and the thing. And okay, so this the Keystone says 2000, so this is a newer, very newer building. But it is still cool the way they did it, I think.
Yeah,
You know, it kind of makes it look historic, even though it's not. And then we have the Victoria Place office building. I was trying to figure out whether like you could access these places from inside, but it's probably office buildings. That is the entrance there, which again I think is pretty cool the way they have that. So I can appreciate architecture of all centuries. What's Eddie's place? Oh, that's cool. Yeah, Eddie's place is down here, but I spotted a birdhouse. Or is it just a bird feeder? A bird feeder. And there's another little cool tree. Of course, it's lost most of its leaves, but it looks cool. We're not sure what Eddie's place is, so we can't tell you what it is, but it has a nice bird feeder and a cool little tree by it. And so, as I said, we're gonna hit up this one last building that I think is older, and then we'll close out for the day. And there's some wonderful political signs. And this building that I was talking about looks like it was another bank. Huh?
What does that say? Painesville?
National Bank.
Oh, that's his name.
And I think that's a flagpole without a flag on the top of it. And that's, the thing says 1966 to 68. You know what? I'm going to cross the street to read this because this is actually a really young building. If it was built in that time, I thought it was older. Yeah, so that's really young. H.T. Nolan Lake County Administration Building, Lake County Commissioners, 1966 to 68. So I'm not sure that that's actually when it was built, or if that's just what was housed in those areas. Because as I said, it looked older to me. H.T. Nolan Building, Lake County Administrative Offices. So, and it's just renovation 1975. So, I'm not sure if it was built in 66 or, yeah. So, I don't know. No, I haven't seen a cornerstone on any of the buildings. Let's see if And then there's the Lake County Administration Center. That's the way they have lake. It's pretty cool on the side of the building there. But I am not seeing anything that tells us the date of this building. So, I don't know, people. If it was built in '66, it's a young building. But anyhow, I will park my derriere here and we'll get another look at this church. And I want to say, remember, if you have to use walkers, canes, wheelchairs, whatever it is that helps you to get around, it's not making you handicapped, it's making you handicapable. Keep going, people. And if you like this video, please hit that thumbs up. Consider subscribing to see when I have more videos coming out. And have a great day, all. God bless.